Okay, so welcome to the information session for Daemen University. My name is Eileen Merberg, and I'm the executive director of Alpha Lambda Delta. I'm not sure if you're aware where we are headquartered, which is in the Rochester, New York area. So we are not far from Amherst and the Buffalo area. So we're thrilled to have Daemen University as our newest chapter. And I'm going to present a few pieces of information and answer any questions you have. And then with us today is from your campus, Sabrina Fennell. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Sabrina Fennell, AVP for Student Success and co-advisor for Alpha Lambda Delta. We are so excited to be adding this honor society to our campus and really appreciate Eileen joining us for our session. Thank you so much, Eileen.
Absolutely. Okay. So as I've mentioned in the emails, they're pretty brief. This is only going to be about 20 minutes, if that, maybe 15. But hopefully, I think it'll answer questions you might have. We are an international honor society. A lot of honor societies that Daemen might have, but that exist in the world, are often discipline based, or they're based on a student's major. So you might be invited to another honor society as you progress through your collegiate career. But Alpha Lambda Delta our mission is related to first year student success. So we're all about retaining high achieving first year students. So you're invited because you did well your first semester or your first year. We've been around a long time, 101. Last year was our big centennial. We were founded at the University of Illinois, and over the years, our second chapter was at Purdue University in Indiana, and then we just kept growing and growing to over I believe Daemen will be 416 or 417, something like that. We induct about 25,000 students join every year. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the legitimacy, but just know that there is this organization called ACHS, Association of College Honor Societies, and they are the only association in this country that certifies national honor societies to make sure that they meet standards and aren't fake or sketchy. And Alpha Lambda Delta has been certified since 1939, so for a very long time. So again, you were invited because you did well your first term. I'm going to talk a little bit about membership fees, why there is one, what it is for you to join. But there are no annual fees. There is a membership fee. It's a one-time, lifetime. You won't have any more fees. So lots of benefits to joining. It is a good resume builder. I am going to go into a couple more really specific perks and advantages and benefits from Alpha Lambda Delta. And then, of course, what's unique for Daemen is that you are going to be, if you join this time during this invitation, before October, what do we say, October 1st, or by October 1st, you'll be a charter founding member. And that's a pretty cool thing. So I'll talk a little bit about that as well. Everybody gets a certificate and a pin. It just so happens this fake certificate here, this is what it looks like, although it would have your name. I used to work at Buffalo State University now. It used to be called college. So that's why I just wrote that there. It just happens to be Buffalo. Our induction ceremonies are a nice event, and I know that yours will be as well. It's a nice chance to celebrate. Sabrina, are families invited? Can family members come?
Yes, absolutely. We are allowing guests to come. We would encourage guests to come, but it is Tuesday, October 7th at 11:30. So, we know it is midday, but we would love for any guests, family, friends to be able to come. And for those who are, I'll be more in touch about that.
Great. And yeah, so you can see just other examples of our induction ceremonies. So the next two slides are really going to get at what we know to be beliefs or myths or some things that people talk about regarding not only Alpha Lambda Delta, but just honor societies and membership organizations on college campuses in general. So we hear them, we understand them, and I would like to address them. So the first one, maybe some people don't think it matters to recognize high achievement, but we do. It is our founding premise. It's what we're founded on. And just know that, it's not easy to do that well your first year, your first semester. For first year students, especially if you are just coming out of high school, or you were, last year, that it's a something to be proud of and to celebrate. You do not lose membership if your GPA drops below what our minimum standard is. So for membership, just to be invited, it needed to be a 3.5 or higher. But that doesn't mean next year, if it drops a little bit below that, that you get kicked out or anything like that. That is not the case. It is not required that you maintain that GPA. You're going to be encouraged to, and there'll be support to do that. And I would think you'd probably want to keep it up. And Alpha Lambda Delta is going to be a nice resource for you to help you do that, but you don't have to maintain it. A lot of students say that they don't have time to join. They're doing a million other things. You're probably in, other clubs. Maybe you're on a sports team or intramurals or a part-time job or a full-time job or supporting family. So I get that high achieving students are also can be really busy. One of the most important things about the time piece is that it's another thing not required. So you're not required to participate. It could be something that you just want to join for the recognition. And there aren't requirements that you have to go to 3 events or every event or this meeting or that meeting. It's whatever you have time for. And so there is not a requirement. So that should not be a deciding factor because it's just not required. One of the things I always like to say about time, though, is so you're likely in your second year at Daemen. You just started your second year. And so it's still early in your college career, and especially if you go to grad school or whatever you do after Daemen. But just know that time is relative. It's going to change for you. So you might be super busy right now, and you feel like, if I join in October or September, October, I have a really busy fall. I get it. But that might change for you in the spring of 26 or the fall of 26. Like in the future, it might change for you. So you might find that you have more time and you might wish you had joined this because there might be an event next year that you want to go to that you find time for. So just know that your time is going to fluctuate. So time and money are always the 2 big things that we get asked about. I don't have time. And why is there a fee? Number one is maybe you can't afford it, but also why is there a fee? Why should I have to pay something? So it's just, first of all, every membership organization and every honor society does charge a membership fee. And that's because it's a national and international organization that's going to support you for a lifetime. So there are expenses and things that go along with that. Our fee is really one of the lowest of any honor society in the country. Our fee is $30. And again, that's a one-time lifetime. Now, remind me, Sabrina, I think Daemen added 20, 10 or 20.
And so it's $40 total for Daemen.
Okay. Great. So we always say 30, 30, 30 because that's our fee. But every chapter can add on to that an amount, and Daemen chose 10. So when you were invited, you were told the fee is 40. So that is what the fee is for Daemen. But Daemen, you as students, as a chapter, keep that $10 or you get it back sort of to help run the chapter back at campus. So we collect all the 40 and then we turn around and hand $10 back to the chapter so that it has some funds to function in the rest of the fall and next spring. So again, that's still pretty low. There are fees, you're probably paying all sorts of fees to support student organizations. Daemen probably has a student activity fee that goes towards student government or student activities. So we know that student organizations need some funds to function on a campus. So to keep them active, if they want to bring a speaker, there might be a fee for that. Again, for you at the local chapter level, if they want to buy goodies, food to give away at a study session or do a program that helps do stress relief during finals or something that supports the chapter, they're going to need some money. So that's what that fee is for. And for the 30 at the national level, there's a lot that you get for that. And I'll talk a little bit about it in the next couple slides. So is it worth it for you? That's for you to decide. Is it worth the $40 for a lifetime of benefits? And we'll talk about what those are. And just remember, I keep repeating this because there are other organizations that do continue to charge, but Alpha Lambda does not. Alpha Lambda Delta is a one-time, not recurring fee. We are often confused with a fraternity and sorority. Does Daemen have Greek letter social fraternities and sororities? Yeah. Okay. So I love fraternities and sororities. Maybe you joined one last year, you're joining one this year, that's great. But we are very much not a fraternity or sorority. It's an obvious confusion because we have Greek letters, but that's how they all named them 200 years ago, and our founding higher ed people were naming these types of organizations. So you can, it also gets confusing, I think, or some students have questions about, can I join more than one? So in the fraternity sorority world, just if you're not familiar, you do only pick one for life. Like that's it for life. You don't join two fraternities or two sororities. You go through the open process and bid process, and then you get matched with one, and that's it for the rest of your life. That is not the case with any other student organization, in particular honor societies or other types of honor organizations. So you absolutely can join as many as you'd like. And as I mentioned earlier, there may be an honor society that's tied to your major that you might get invited to in a couple of years. And Alpha Lambda Delta can be a nice foot in the door for those other organizations. So legitimacy is another big thing that maybe you didn't come to this info session because you thought that it was some sort of sketchy thing, or you got the email and you weren't really sure what it was. So we hear that a lot. We understand that because there are organizations out there that are not really legitimate. They're not honor organizations, I can tell you that. They're just looking for your credit card, and I'm not sure what you really get for that, but they might use the word honor, but if they're not ACHS certified, they are not an honor society. So I think our message here is to just be careful, just do your homework, look up organizations. If you have gotten several invitations and you're not sure, I would encourage you not to lump us all together, but to do some homework, look some of them up, look at their websites. We like to offer 2 or 3 things. There's a lot of things you can look for and look at to see if they're legitimate. But some of the big ones are, do they have a presence on your campus? Do they have chapters, recognized student organizations, student-led chapters on your campus? If they don't, and it's some PO box that you send a check to or a credit card to, that's a little suspect. So all of Alpha Lambda, we don't exist if we don't exist on a college campus, a recognized chapter like we're founding and chartering at Daemen. Again, check their websites for transparency. Do they have a board of directors? Are they transparent about what their fee is and what you get for the fee? Do they have a home office, or is it some PO box with a credit card link? So just things like that to keep an eye out for. Are they a nonprofit? Is the other one a 501c3 nonprofit, federal nonprofit organization, of which we are. So, it does, I think you get a lot out of Alpha Lambda Delta if you are involved, or if you at least take advantage of what we offer. But if you don't, again, back to the time, if you don't have time for it, it really does still enhance your resume, because we are known 101 years we've been around. So we're a known organization, over 1.4 million members throughout our lifetime. So it's a good chance that the interviewer and the personnel office and the internship office and the grad review applications, those sorts of people might have even been members. So they'll recognize Alpha Lambda Delta on your resumes and your applications. Your membership follows you. So if you join at Daemen University and you transfer to another school, you're still a member, and your membership follows you wherever you go. If you transfer to a school that has a chapter of ours, then if you want, you can stay connected to that chapter. Just let us know and we'll transfer your record over to the new school. If you transfer to a school that does not have a chapter, you can help us found or charter a new chapter if you want, but also you can join what we call our global chapter. If you want to stay connected, we have a way for you to do that. Okay, just going to gloss over these pretty quickly, but we do offer this really cool leadership certificate program, all online, comes with your membership, self-paced, very, very popular. And if you complete the series, you get your name added to our website and you become nationally certified as a ALD lead certified participant. Oh, this slide is wrong. We offer more than that. We just increased our scholarship. So we offer $226,000 every year in 100. So 100 students win our scholarships every year. This discounts and perks, this is called ALD Perks through a company called Benefit Hub. Becoming a member allows you access to this. It's not an extra charge. This is going to save you like thousands of dollars on all the things you're spending money on anyway. It's a really cool program. It's going to pay for that $40 many times over. So that's a major benefit and a unique benefit to ALD. Lots of career development activities. If you ever want to work for the federal government, membership in Alpha Lambda Delta automatically upgrades you to pay levels from a GS5 to a GS7. And I spoke about the resume a little bit. Lots of volunteer opportunities. We do host a conference every year that the chapter could participate in, or some students next year. It's always in the fall, and it'll be in a different city every year. San Antonio, Texas next year. And it's Washington, D.C. this year, but yesterday was the deadline for that. So think about it next year. Lots of opportunities for campus involvement, giving back, community service, and just camaraderie. And, we encourage the chapters to be active at the campus level. Where we recognize first-year success, but it's not just for freshmen, it's just recognizing freshman success. So you're involved if you want to be, or there'll be opportunities for you to engage with the chapter all 4 years through graduation. So it's not just a 1-year thing. We do have some incentives. If you do maintain that GPA of 3.5 or higher, you can get a senior certificate. You can be eligible for a senior book award. And very popular, no matter what your GPA is, honor cords and honor regalia are very popular. So that's going to be something when you do graduate from Daemen, you might be interested in the honor regalia. We do have cords and medallions and stoles. To really get a good sense of Alpha Lambda Delta, I would encourage you to check out our social media, in particular Instagram. We cross-post on Facebook and LinkedIn, I think, is our cross-posting, so the same content mostly. And we do have a lot of stuff on YouTube where this video is going to end up. But we're at National ALD, and again, Instagram will give you a good taste of sort of our vibe and what we're all about. If you have any questions, we do have a text line. That's something I monitor personally, so you can text that number, 585-494-7780, or email ald@nationalald.org. And then, Sabrina, is there anything you would like to add to, or any message you want to send?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I just want to thank Eileen for hosting this session. It's not always every day that the executive director of an International Honor Society takes time out, to host an information session. So we really appreciate your time, Eileen. It really means a lot and just shows how much you care about the organization and our students. And we especially love that you are in the Western New York area, right? I think that our first induction year on our campus. We're so excited for students to join and make so much out of the organization and bring a presence on campus and build from here. So any questions on campus, my office is in Rick 108. You can stop at any time or email me at sfennel@daemen.edu. And I'm also happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Great. The deadline is the end of the day, October 1st. We extended it. One of the things, the reason it's important to meet that deadline is, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but your name, if you join, your name is going to be hand drawn by a calligrapher on a really beautiful charter paper that's going to be presented to the campus on October 7th. And hopefully it'll hang somewhere on a wall, maybe be framed or something, but your name will be on it if you join. And that's a nice thing, a nice legacy. And you come back to visit Daemen years later and you could go look at your name on the charter. So we do need to be firm on that deadline so the calligrapher has enough time to draw your name. Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much. If you're watching this video, thanks for that. Vika, if you have any questions, now is the time, or just as we said, email or reach out, whatever you need. I'm going to give that a second. I think we're okay. Well, great. Sabrina, I'll send you the link to the recording in a bit. And thank you so much.